Hi everyone, my name is Cheyenne. Welcome to Yoga Lab TV. Now today we are filming a short sequence to help you alleviate sciatica pain. If you experience sciatica pain like I do, it most commonly presents either in the lower back, in your hip, or sometimes at the back of your knees, causing weakness in the legs sometimes as well. Now before we go on, I'd like to remind everyone that sciatica pain is really a symptom more than a diagnosis. So any pain in the body, you will want to consult a doctor first. Now without further ado, let's get down to it. Now you want to start by lying flat on your back with both legs bent, feet flat on your mat. Try to keep your feet just about hip width distance apart to begin with. Now, when it comes to relieving pain, I always believe it's progression, not aggression. So we take things nice and slow. We can slowly build up to a little bit more of a stretch later. Now bend your right knee and bring that knee towards your chest. Interlace all 10 fingers behind your thigh. Let's flex that foot to begin. You only flex that foot when the leg is bent. Take a breath here, just pulling the leg in slightly. Now, next thing is you extend the leg fully, let the toe relax and point it slightly up towards the ceiling. You don't have to go too far. As long as you feel a stretch at the back of your hamstring, you're pretty good. Try to keep your hips on the mat as well. 2 more times like this. I inhale, bend the leg, flex the foot. And exhale, straighten, point slightly. 1 more. Bending, flexing the foot a little. And pointing as I go. Just 3 times like this. Bend the leg and you release. We head on to the other side. Now this gentle stretch really is like nerve gliding or nerve flossing if you've heard of it. We want to extend and increase the range of movement of the nerve in the body. So pulling the leg in, flexing the foot, take a breath here, and extend, point slightly. And again, bend and flex. Straighten, you point. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. We bend, inhale, pulling the leg maybe just a little bit nearer. And straighten and point. Hold it there, just 1 more breath. Now bend the leg, nice and easy, release it, flat on the mat. Now we take it just a little bit further in the next exercise. So it's a revision or a variation of your Supta Padangusthasana. You will need a strap. If you don't have a strap with you, I suggest a towel, a small towel will do perfectly fine. Now, start with a slightly longer strap if it works for you. I'm going to straighten my left leg all the way down, keeping my left foot flexed so it's engaged and flat on the mat. Bend my right leg towards my chest again. Nice and easy, looping that strap around my foot. Now try not to flex too hard first, see how the first few ones go. Hold the strap in your right hand, left hand flat on the left thigh. Now see if you can straighten the leg here. If not, go ahead, lengthen the strap just a little bit more. From here, nice and easy, pull the leg in towards you, making sure the back is still flat, nice and neutral. Before you do anything else, flex the foot 1 time, nice and slow. Then again, pointing the toe a little. Again, this helps with that nerve gliding sensation. Flex only 3 times and point. Now flex, keep breathing, and if you can, keep smiling, and point. Keeping the foot flexed, pull the leg just a little bit closer. Make sure that you feel that stretch, but not too much. You want to work again with progression. Then we're going to bring that leg out to the right. Now you only bring it out so far to keep both hips still on the mat. If the left hip lifts off, back off a little, come back. Make sure the left side of the body and the leg is flat down, foot flexed. Slowly go a little further. Once you've reached the maximum you can go, hold there. Maybe 5 breaths to begin with. You can always work up to 10, 15, 20 later. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Come back to center. We're going to change hands now. Left hand holds that strap. Right hand flat on the mat. You do not have to bring the leg all the way to the other side. Try to keep the hips still on the mat, slightly leaning the leg inwards. So you get a little bit of a stretch on the outer hip. Stay there for 5. Keep breathing for 4, 3, 2. Coming back to center. To release, simply bend that right leg down. Now changing sides now. We have left knee in. And again, using that strap, lasso and loop your foot. Right leg flexed with the foot, right hand on the thigh. Extend that left leg up, flex the foot, pulling it a little nearer, and then point. Let's flex and point. Only one more like this. Flex and you point. Flex the left foot again, pull it just a bit nearer, only as much as it's comfortable, then start to open that leg to the left. Remember, you do not want that right hip to come up, so keep it down. Actively keeping that right leg down for 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2. We come back to center. You can always work that stretch up to a slightly longer, maybe 10 breaths in future. Now changing hands, left arm out, holding the strap in your right hand, bring that left leg slightly inwards, keeping both hips still on the mat. Feeling that slight dull ache, slight stretch in the outer left thigh. 2 more breaths. Coming back to center, bend that leg, slowly release. Alrighty, now from your reclined position, slowly take your time. Let's get up, come to a standing position. We're going to take the next 2 poses standing up. Whenever you're ready, make sure that you have a block with you. I have this block right here with me, but if you do not have a block with you at home, feel free to use a dictionary or something that's quite tall and sturdy so you can hold yourself up as you modify your stretches. Now, from our standing position, I'm going to come into a wide-legged stance on the mat. Turn the right toes out, just like how you normally get into your warrior 2 position. Once the right toes are out, just make sure your heels are aligned. Block on the tallest level, on the inside of that right foot. Bend your right leg. Make sure that the knee doesn't go past your right ankle. We start with both hands on the hips first. Now extend your right arm out, reach out slightly, fingertips or palms on the block. I would like you to start always on the highest level so we can modify that stretch. You can always take it a little bit deeper later, but start slow. Fingertips will point the same direction as your toes. Press that block away, create some space from the side body and the thigh. Left hand on your left hip, open the chest, lengthen your neck. We hold here just for at least 5 full breaths. If it gets tiring, I always tell myself and remind myself that my teacher says you can do anything for 3 more breaths. For 2 and 1. Now take an inhale right here. Look down if balance is a problem. As you exhale, straighten your right leg into your triangle pose, Trikonasana. Make sure you're not collapsing down into that right side. Continue to push away, keeping that chest nice and broad. Inhale, bend that leg. And exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. Notice that the back leg is always strong, back foot always grounded. One more time like this, bend that right leg. Straighten for your Trikonasana. Now you stay here. Strong through both legs. Feel the hips shift slightly towards that back foot. Hang out here for 5 and 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bend that right leg a little. Grab that block, have it with you, come all the way up. Now turn the right toes in. We're heading on all the way to the other side, left toes out. Just like before, make sure you have a nice wide stance, bend the leg a couple of times, make sure you have sufficient room. Now block highest level on the inside of your left foot. Right hand on your hip, extend that left arm out. Find that side body lateral extension first. Left hand On the block, fingers pointing the same direction as your toes, keeping the chest nice and open by pushing the block away. Staying here just a little while, warming the hips up, warming the thighs up, giving your spine a little bit of time to stretch. Stay here, 3 more breaths. And 2. Take 1 more breath, look down for balance. Take an inhale right there. Then we straighten that left leg as you exhale. Feel the hips move, feel the thighs strengthen. Inhale to bend. And exhale, straighten. 1 more time. We straighten, hang out here in triangle pose for a little while. Now, if like me, you have a left knee that tends to hyperextend a little, if you can see I'm pressing it down a little for you, micro bend slightly. Make sure you're not locking into that joint. For 3, for 2, and 1. Bend that left leg a little, grab the block, come all the way up. Now, bring your feet together and relax. The next part, we're going to take it down to a seated position. Now, once you're in the seated position, maybe take a short rest if you want to. Then you're going to cross your legs, lean forward, and come into all fours. Now, you're familiar with your all fours position, your hands under your shoulders, hips over your knees. Don't have to be very precise. This is just transitional for us. We're going to get into pigeon by bringing your right knee towards the outside of your right wrist, sitting down. Now, once you're in your pigeon position, you want to make sure the right knee is pointing slightly outwards. Start with the right foot closer to your groin first, because that's a little bit more forgiving for your sciatic pain. Check, look behind your left shoulder, make sure the left leg is straight behind you. Now, once you're here, walk your fingertips back 1 step. Push into your fingertips, feel the chest lift up. In this position, if both hips are very uneven, or if you feel like your hips are really high and away from the mat, you can use a block under your hip just for a little bit of support. I'm going to remove that because it's a little bit uncomfortable for me right there. Now, from here, take 1 breath to lift, just extending that spine. Once you're ready, settle down a little. Walk your forearms down to the mat if the body allows you to. If not, you can stay on your hands. I like to hold this resting pigeon pose for a little while. Now, for the sake of this video, maybe we do just about 5 to 8 breaths. But if you can, I highly recommend that you stay here for at least a minute. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. To come out of that shape, bring your palms back down firmly on the mat. Bring the back knee a little bit closer and simply step the right knee back. Now, the other side then. Left knee forward, slightly outside of that left wrist. Place the shin down, walk the right knee back, and you're again in pigeon. Check the left knee, make sure it's pointing slightly out. I look over my right shoulder to make sure the leg is straight behind me. Walk my fingertips back towards me. Take an inhale, push myself away from the mat, finding extension first. Then forearms down on the mat, and we breathe here. Now, the magic of hip stretches and poses like this is if you relax into the shape, soften your belly, soften your hips, soften your thighs, you actually feel deeper stretches. As you repeat this a few more times and you get more comfortable, you can very easily always deepen that stretch by moving that foot a little bit more forward so your shin becomes parallel to the top of your mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here at least. Now, nice and slow, palms back on your mat. Push away from the mat. Bring the knee back, knees together. We're going to take a quick child's pose, sitting back towards your heels, belly on the thigh, knees together, forehead on your mat, arms stretched out. Now, child's pose, often seen as a resting position, but it's actually really a good gentle stretch for your back as well as your
hips. We're going to take 3 more long breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last breath here. Try to feel heavy, surrendering yourself to the mat. Now, once you feel ready, walk your hands back, push yourself up, and nice and easy, we're going to sit back down on the mat. Swing your legs out in front of you. We're going to find a seated twist right here. Now, right foot over that left knee. Usually, it's quite easy to bend both legs in this twist, but because I'm feeling a little bit of soreness in the hips, we're going to take it nice and slow. Keep that bottom leg engaged and straight. Make sure your right foot is grounded on the mat. My right fingertips behind me. Instead of bringing that elbow outside of that thigh, try hugging the knee in towards your chest as you turn your head and look over your right shoulder. With your right fingertips, as you inhale, push into the mat to lengthen your spine. With every exhale, push the breath out of the belly and you twist a little deeper. Three breaths, release, come back. Changing sides. Left foot over that right knee. And again, left fingertips behind you. Hug that left knee in towards your chest. Look over your left shoulder. Take an inhale. Twist deeper, exhale. 2 more long breaths. Even just holding a little while, I'm starting to feel that stretch right there. Now slowly, you release. Shake it out. Now next part, you're simply going to lie down on your mat. Nice and easy. Lower yourself down all the way. Now once you're lying down on that mat, we're going to take a very simple twist, but it's more for your hips than your spine. Straighten your legs down, hug your right knee towards your chest. Now you're familiar with your supine twist when you take the knee all the way over to the other side. So instead of doing that, I'm going to hug my right knee in towards the chest. Release it slightly, then use my left hand, pull that knee slightly towards the left shoulder, the opposite shoulder. Just that little bit for 3, for 2, and release. Now left knee towards my chest. Using both hands, pull that knee in first. Release a little. Left hand down, right hand on the outside of that left knee, and pull it down diagonally towards the right shoulder for 3. For 2, take 1 more breath. Enjoy that stretch and release. Now find Shavasana. Get comfortable. Wriggle your hips a little, shimmy your shoulders, your arms down by your sides. Feet at least wider than hip width, toes pointed out naturally, and just breathe. And that was my short sequence to relieve sciatica pain. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, thank you for watching Yoga Lab TV. This is Cheyenne, signing off. Namaste, everyone.